Back. All right, lab partner, here we go. We are now going to do part A of the lab in the procedures. And pretty much for part A, I am going to go the step-by-step of what you would be doing. I'll change it around a little bit for part B, but here we go. We have the stand. It's a candle holder. Professor Plum with the candle holder in the conservatory. Anyone? Clue. I don't have a clue what you're talking about. That's funny. Yes, you do. Okay, so here we go. So we are going to balance this meter stick. I put a clamp without a dangly. That's my pivot point. And the instructions say, well, put it off from the center of gravity about 10 centimeters-ish or so. So I'll move the clamp. No, I'm showing you the wrong side here. Let me show you this side. That's the inch side. I'll move the clamp from, it was around 50, 49.6. I'll move it out here to 60. So I'm going to carefully tighten that clamp. So that clamp is located right at the 60 centimeter mark. There. Okay, see that? Yep, okay. All right, now. There we go. It's not balanced, is it? Our job, balance it. Take one of the clampy things. I'll use the clampy with the steel dangly. So on our sheet, we know that that mass was 19.52. Okay, we'll need to know that. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to balance this meter stick. Now, of course, I've got to put it on this side. If it's tilted this way, I've got to put mass on this side in order to get the balance. So we need some force over here. So I'll go ahead and put on the clamp. Now, the clamp by itself isn't going to do the job. Okay, you can see it doesn't do it. It doesn't have enough mass. So I'll take a mass. Maybe I'll take the 100. Okay, so I'll take the 100 gram mass, put on the dangly, and we're going to balance this. All right, so we go ahead and balance it, and by moving it in until it balances. Again, if you're one of those really anal retentive, oh my God, it's got to be perfect people, this lab is going to drive you nuts. And okay, so is it balanced? Oh, so close. So close. I actually have a pivot with a razor edge. Some of these don't have that razor edge on there. It's really making their thicker supports, and it makes it easier to balance perfectly, but I'm not going to be able to get it balanced perfectly because that is a really thin metal piece there. But we're going to get it so I'm moving at a 0.5 millimeter here. All right, so I've got it where I can't balance it any better than that. So we're going to go ahead and read where that location is for that mass. Where is that location for the mass? Now, I'm going to have to... Okay, hang on, lab partner. Okay, hang on. Try not to move this. Don't want to tip it. Okay, let's see how we were. Okay. Oh, that's about the spot. Okay. So, it says 60, your eyes are better than mine, lab partner, 66.8. Now I'm going to clamp, I think I moved it. I'm going to clamp it down. I'm a terrible lab partner, aren't I? Yeah, you don't want me in your group. You do not want me as your lab partner. Okay, so that was... Yeah, about where it is. That's about as good where I get for balancing this with this stand. I'm going over here. All right, turn you around. Earthquake. Yeah, come on, I gotta have some fun, okay? It's nobody here, I'm bored. All right, so now we read this. This is, where are we here? That's 70. That was at 60. And so 60, oh, you're out of my view. Probably wondering what they could talk about. There's this 60, 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 66, and there's 67. You can see that little 7 there, or that little pointer. There's a little pointer there just before that, and it's 67.7. Or maybe actually, did I say 0.8? Let me look at it. Let me look. 0.8. Okay, so now we got to write that down. So I'm not going to remember that. Neither are you, lab partner. So that location, so let's go to your data table that we can use for the first trials A. Okay, mass of the meter stick, trial 1, 2, and 3. Put in the mass of the meter stick for those 3 trials because it's going to be the same. I'm not changing the meter stick. So you go ahead and you write down 80.95 for all 3 of those trials. Location of center of gravity for all 3 trials. Same meter stick, put 49.6, and that's fine for now. It's in centimeters, that's fine. I'll explain later why that is. So you can go ahead and use centimeters, put that down. Location of the meter stick support. Well, the first time, this is trial 1, we put the location of the meter stick support at 60 centimeters. So for trial 1, put that at 60 centimeters, not trial 2 and 3. So we're going to change that. Mass required for equilibrium. That is a combination of both the clampy and the dangly down here, or mass. Now, this mass of this clamp, that's the steel clamp, the steel dangly, 19.52. This is a 100 gram mass. Well, you can do the math on that. 100 plus 19.52 is 119.52. That's the mass required to achieve equilibrium balance. So, mass required, put 119.52 in that spot. And location of the required mass. It was located at 67.8 centimeters. And again, we can keep centimeters. I'm going to write that down, 67.8. 67.8 for trial 1. Okay, so we're going to need trial 2 and trial 3. All right, lab partner? All right, so now what do we do? What's trial 2 and trial 3? So trial 2, okay, we're going to take, I'll de-tighten that. We're going to take our meter stick, and we are now going to move the pivot clamp. We're going to move that about 10 centimeters. So I'm going to put it out here at 70. So for trial 2, the location, get that right on 70. Okay, it's right on that 70. You don't trust me. Yeah, don't trust me. Okay, I'm wearing a weird shirt. So, okay, it's 70. Clearly not balanced, even more not balanced than last time. And so what do you do for trial 2? For trial 2, same mass, same location. Location of meter stick support is at 70 centimeters. So write that down for that 3rd piece of data for trial 2. Mass required for equilibrium. Well, I'm going to try again. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to keep using the clamp with the steel dangly. That's our 19.52 gram clamp. And let's see if we can get this to balance with the 100. We might not be able to. Yeah, we are going to be able to. Okay, so we'll move this to a location where it is. Oh, that was almost perfect. Oh, I'll never get perfect with this particular pivot clamp because those 2 pieces of steel are just really thin compared to some of the others, and it's just not going to let me. Not going to let me. That's about as close as I'm going to get it. Oh, right there. No. Ooh, that was exciting. All right, so I'm going to call that good enough, close enough for government work, and go ahead and screw that down. And then I haven't looked. We're going to read this together, you and I. All right, so let's go ahead. Turn you. Face me. There you are. All right, so there is 81, 82, 83, and that pointy thing, it's hard for me to read it on this. Looks like 80, it's before the 4, so it looks like 83.8, but let me turn this around and verify. Trust but verify. Ronnie Reagan, okay? Trust but verify. Good American. 0.9. So I'm going to go with 80. The location of that is at 83.9. Are you with me? Oh, well, no, you're not with me because you're not seeing it. Where is it? There it is. Okay, 83.9. So that's the location of the 2nd trial balancing mass. So I'm going to write that down, and so should you, right in here. And the mass required was the same. We were able to use the same mass as the 1st trial. That was the 100 and the 19.52. So 119.52 was the mass required for that equilibrium. And then here, location of the equilibrium was at, no, I forgot. 83.9. All right, so let's write that down. 83.9. I'm going to write that down. 83.9. I will not remember it, lab partner. And you might just, get sick and go home and leave me without the data. So, I don't think you'd do that to me, but you never know these days. You just never know, you know. Okay, trial 3, what do? We move it another 10 centimeters. So we move this out 10 more centimeters. I'll move it out to 80. So the location of the pivot, the location of the meter 6 support is now at 80 centimeters. Write that down for trial 3. Of course, the center of gravity and the mass are the same. That hasn't changed. Location for trial 3 is at 80. Mass required for equilibrium. We're going to try the 100 and the same clamp and see if it's going to work. I'm not feeling lucky about this. You feeling lucky, punk? Huh? Are you, punk? Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry. Yeah. Go ahead, punk. Make my day. Well, it's not working. So the 100 isn't going to do the job. I'm still going to use the same clamp. I'm going to grab a 200. Okay, here's a 200 gram mass. Oh, you ready, lab partner? You ready? Here we go. Ah. Whew. I am scared. Oh, I'm a mess, lab partner. I'm a mess, you know. I'm just, you know, just stressful day, you know. You don't want me as a lab partner, I know, but you're stuck with me, so. Okay, let's see if we can do this again. Try it again. All right, so we need to get this balanced. So here, we're close already. We are close. Oh, that's probably as good as I'm going to be able to get this. Now, let's see, move it back a smidgen. Yes. Oh. Yeah, I was gloating too long and then I'm moving and slid, so we got to do it again. You see, let that be a lesson to you, no gloating. Let's do it again. I won't gloat this time. Okay. All right. I know this is exciting, isn't it? Okay, that's about as good as we're going to get without gloating and screwing it up again. So I'm going to twist this on, bring it over to you. You read the location of the balancing mass. All right, well, where are we here? That's at 80. There's 90, so we're beyond the 90. Oh, there we go. We're beyond the 90. So there's the pointy thing. Pointy thing is here. And so 91 point something. It looks like 91.4 from here, but I'm going to turn around and get a better read on it. 91 point... I'd go with 3, actually, 91.3 on that. It's a little closer to 91.3. So we're going to go 91.3. All right, 91.3. So that is the location for trial 3. So on your data table now, you should have trial 3 all filled out. The mass required for equilibrium, that's the 4th piece of data down, is not going to be the 100 and 19.52, because I remember I switched to 200. So 200 and 19.52 is what we used. And the location, the required mass for trial 3 is at that. I got to write this down too, because I forget now, or I've already forgotten. 91.3. 91.3 centimeters. All right, now we have to just, I'm going to write down here, I know you can't see it, that we use the 100 gram, a 100 gram, and a 200 gram right there. All right, for those last 3 trials. That would complete trials 1, 2, and 3. Now, what we're going to do with these, there's math involved. We're going to do some sweet math, okay? Of course, there's subsequent parts to go. And next, we are going to do part B. All right, so we're shutting you off. Part B.